I think beyond the other motives that I mentioned in the email that I just sent to the mayor and Kuzi, I think there might have been some ego, butthurt, jealous, something, embarrassment going on for some of that shit they pulled yesterday. I don't know if the people who apparently had their phones stolen put in a call to police before I found the phone or waited until I turned it off airplane mode and it started pinging and then they notified police. I don't know which was what. Either fucking way, SBPD knew I had that phone and found their own surveillance and all of the surveillance cameras and security cameras at the various gas stations saw, and plus DOJ and Kuzi's surveillance. Special prosecutors and special victims units are watching the police watch me. Can't make this shit up. Anyway, all of those jurisdictions saw me put my sign in my backpack, cross the street, go check out the trash can for recyclables to turn in at Hannaford or wherever. Saw me reach in and grab the phone case. Then realized after the phone lit up and there was some light going on, the trash in the can was pretty high. Otherwise, I wouldn't have seen it. If it had been down further, it would have been too dark. So something with whenever the phone got its text messages, it made the screen light up. And I reached in, and then when I got it close enough, I could see it was an iPhone. And then when I flipped it over and I saw the picture of the student and whoever it was, Middlebury football player, whatever, I realized it was probably somebody had pulled into that gas station, threw some trash in. Maybe they had it in their hand and they were talking to somebody else, distracted like I do, and accidentally threw the phone in the trash. Okay, fine. I'll turn it into Verizon or whatever. I had no knowledge that there was a theft that had been reported or was going to be reported. Either way, they're watching all of this in real fucking time, so they already knew when they rolled up to that Hannaford and waited for me to exit Hannaford to call that fucking phone. They knew all their reports have to be totally false because they were approaching me like I was the suspect that took the phone and basically searched me and interrogated me and looked at my prescription bottles. Why they need to verify the name on that, it don't matter. After I showed him my tweets from 20 minutes earlier that I wasn't turning the phone over to police because of their fucking crimes against me and conflicts of interest. And I told him that I got that out of my mouth first. They can deny it all they want to, whether it's on their body cam. Did they turn their body cams off because they knew I had the phone? That's another thing that needs to be investigated by the auditors. Did that report of that missing phone come in before I found it or after? And did they turn off their body cams? Because they knew I had the phone and they knew they were going to roll up and use that as an opportunity to smear me and make me look like an asshole instead of letting the victims know I am the detective who found the fucking phone and was going to take the safe route for me personally and turn the phone in to either Verizon or go to Middlebury College or contact. I even tried to call some of the numbers that were in the text messages to let somebody know I'd found this phone. And I showed that call history to the police before he could ever start asking me to search my bag or whatever. So that motherfucker deliberately omitted all that exculpatory evidence to justify making it look like I stole those people's phones because they didn't want to tell the victims of the theft that I was a detective they were murdering. So I didn't feel safe calling them and giving the phone to them and giving them an opportunity to fuck with me even further. and lie on me even further and lock me up in a psych ward or a police department. I promise you they didn't put that in any of their reports that they wrote up. Since some phone call came in from somewhere about a stolen phone or purse, whatever. And since when do the police respond to a report of a stolen phone? I have people saying that people broke into their cars while at a bank and stole shit out of their car, broke the windows, whatever, called police, and police said, oh, that's a low-level response. We can't respond. You have to make an online complaint. Oh, but they decided to come and harass me, their murder victim, terminally ill whistleblower who they know is immunized in multiple ways, not only as a sworn and immunized investigator for a criminal defense attorney who was contracted with DOJ and Orlando PD, and I worked on actual criminal defense cases involving abused minors, which is sealed, so I can't be subpoenaed. So they just deliberately, basically what those officers did was the same thing I just recorded Ranger Preston and Janelle and every motherfucker before. Deflect, focus, and just keep hammering me. And that's called omitting and manufacturing false evidence based on omissions. It's unbundling and upcoding. It's the same concept. It's, for medical records, it's different, but the police are using those same tactics, those same basic violations of omitting and then manufacturing false shit to support their false criminal and psychiatric shit. And then, of course, the police and the police unions own stock in Big Pharma, Catholic Health, Pfizer, United, Centene, so they profit directly from the shit. And they look like the heroes who found the stolen phone. Instead of admitting it was me, not that I think it was heroic, it was just the right thing to fucking do. But see, they can't grasp that concept of just doing the right thing because that's what's normal. They have to puff it up and look like heroes. Stealing my intellectual property to make themselves look like the good detectives and me look like the fucking criminal. So there was some ego, envy, jealousy, vanity, whatever the fuck you want to call it. There was some personal shit. White, privileged, male, racist, gay bashing, ableist horseshit. So I'll upload this video, send the link and a follow-up email to the mayor. I'll call the mayor's office sometime Tuesday and see if there's any forms I need to fill out with any city oversight people. I don't know if they need me to fill them out. She may just kick it on over to Kuzi and DOJ. I don't know. I don't know if she wants to take any formal action. This is swatting. When the police are having their cronies stalk me, masturbate outside my tent, fuck with me, and then lie for the police and say that I am the one harassing them, so the police have probable cause to roll up, have their cronies make false police reports, swatting basically. So the police have probable cause to get in my face and then do all this other bullshit and have their crony at Howard Center, Lifeform, and all that other crap. It's swatting. Now, normally swatting is when somebody calls the police and has them roll up to somebody's house. It's the same difference. It's just the police are actually telling the civilians, or they're actually not really civilians since they're acting on behalf of police and Trump and Hunter Biden and Chad Cronin and all of Epstein's partners in crime in both parties, all government officials. And it ain't just me. They're using their buddy at Howard Center to SWAT. They're not just doing it to me, they're doing it to anybody around me and anybody in the shelters or programs that are complaining about the frauds at the programs. So it's systemic. It needs to be dealt with. These homeless shelters and victim services, they're all city contracted. When they're involving swatting that's wasting city resources and city money and city funds and getting people wrongfully incarcerated either in a psych ward or a jail, it's waste, fraud, and abuse. They need to get on it, get it dealt with quick. I gotta catch the bus.